Hi, Jim. Hi, guys. Yeah, great show. I was at the game. I'm a Brighton supporter living in Colwyn Bay, and my son and I travelled down to every home game. But we were there at the game.
Yeah.
And the point that I'd like to make is I think it's irrelevant whether any of this took place or not, because the referee, we've been crying out. Everybody's been crying out for VAR to make decisions quicker, right? So the referee makes his decision. He points to the spot. The VAR have a look at it. They can see that Pedro has been has had a connection with Saliba. Saliba's actually, his head has come towards Pedro's.
Yeah.
The ball doesn't hit Saliba's head unless Pedro heads it onto him. So that's one thing I would say. But the referee made his decision. VAR then, as we've all been crying out for, made a decision fairly quickly. And so it's irrelevant. You know, they just got to get on with it.
Got to get on with it, Martin, says Paul.
Well,
referee made the decision, and Paul's right. VAR backed it up with speed. Penalty given, penalty scored.
We have a different,
end of story. Everybody moves on.
We have different opinions, don't we? So you tell us again. You read out what you've got there in terms of violent conduct, what it constitutes. Yeah. You just tell me the letter of the law.
Not violent conduct.
So what was it then? So you said he headbutted him. Correct?
Pedro gets the ball first. The ball grazes Saliba's head, but by that stage, Saliba is making contact with Pedro's head.
And you said that was reckless, yeah?
Careless.
So what should it have been then if he deliberately
Makes
headbutted
contact.
him? If he deliberately headbutted him, what should it have been?
Was it careless?
Should it have been a sending off?
Was it careless?
Should it have been a sending off if he's deliberately headbutted him? You said to me it was reckless, it was deliberate. Was it a sending off? No, he did. Why didn't the referee send him off? Why didn't the referee send him off then? Because you've given me the terminology.
He made contact, and Pedro went down inside the box.
I think there was two players honestly going for the same ball. They both make contact with the ball.
Do you not agree with?
And I think it's on.
But do you not agree with the call central principle, which covers the entire gambit of football managers? Isn't there an element of get on with it?
Well,
referees make decisions.
But when we
Paul, that's what you're saying, isn't it? Get on with it. Yeah. Referee gave it, VAR backed it up. That's what you're saying, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. But it's like, you know, nobody that is now arguing against this decision knew what had happened at the time. Because everybody has had a look at this replay that you can see where it actually then...
And that's what VAR would have given them the benefit of, though, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, but it's not one of those things you can say is a clear and obvious
but that's why when something happens which is contentious and unusual, we should maybe, are my eyes deceiving me? Let's go back and let's have a look at the recording. Why can't we do that?
But we've all had to have a look at it 2 or 3 times to see what's going on.
But that's what VAR is there for, isn't it? To determine the truth.
We've all been asking for that decision to be made a lot quicker.
Yeah, but
you can't win.
I think when it's maybe you think this is controversial, but when it's Anthony Taylor involved or Michael Oliver, I think the guys in the VAR room, they don't want to step on their toes. He's made a call. We're not going to go against it, and I think that's going to be a problem for a number of years until we have the VAR guys who are really going to stand up and say, do you know what? I think you ought to come and look at this. As good as you are, come and look at this.
So let me get this right. So we currently don't get the transcript. So what we're saying is Howard Webb is going to allow a culture where senior officials won't step on one another's toes because ultimately undermines them.
Does that not happen in a natural world? Does that not happen?
I don't know how audible it is.
Paul, listen, thanks for the call. Trevor's an Arsenal fan. Are you backing up Martin, Trevor? Hi, Trevor, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm backing up Martin. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning to you,
Trevor. How are you?
So you're saying even though the referee said penalty and VAR said penalty, you're saying no penalty?
No penalty in my eyes. I can't understand how VAR has come to that decision within less than 1 minute. If we're going to give a penalty for that, we might as well give a penalty for every time there's a corner. We've got a game of British Bulldog every time there's a corner. I see an incident earlier in the game where Gabriel was being jostled by Matt O'Reilly.
Pulled to the ground.
Pulled to the ground, tripped up, and it wasn't even looked at. Every corner these days, you got players pulling one another's shirts and doing this, that, the other, and nothing becomes of it.
Trevor, I'll take it further, though. It was in the 61st minute. Are you not somewhat frustrated? Your team, Arsenal, didn't grab the net or go on and win at Brighton.
Yeah, I am frustrated with that. I'm frustrated with the whole notion of certain things what Arteta does in the aspect of where he never started with Odegaard, the conductor of the team.
Yeah.
He should be on from the start. So even if there's this so-called bug going about, maybe bring him off after we're 2-3-0 up or something like that. It's an important game to win.
That's right. So Trevor, is that not more the point, that we should focus on Arsenal's shortcomings in that they didn't go on and get 3 points in the 29 minutes that they had in which to do that? Yeah,
but at the same time, if that penalty wasn't awarded, we don't know whether that game would have gone on to be 1-0, and then there wouldn't have been any shortcomings, was there? We can narrate it any way you like.
But don't you have to be a side that's capable of overcoming adversity? If you're going to win this Premier League, which is your third tilt at it, you've been second twice now, and ultimately the expectation was this year, certainly for me, that Arsenal were going to win the league, you're going to have to overcome these adversities. You're going to have some bumps in the road. Brighton are not the side they were a year ago. They're further down the league. They're not quite as good as they were a year ago. So Brighton are no great shakes right now, with all due respect to Brighton. If Arsenal want to win the league, they can't draw 0-0 at home with Everton. They can't draw again to Fulham away, like they lost last year to Fulham over the Christmas period. And they can't draw away to Brighton. Otherwise, they don't win leagues.
No, but when I think that you're seeing generational decisions made against Arsenal, when people are saying they've
generational decisions.
Well, have you seen this in your generation? Have you seen this?
I've not studied every aspect of every single game.
I think there's a little bit. I think the Arsenal fans will look at that and think, well, they're not getting all of the luck that's out there.
Correct? I think you get a fair amount of luck.
So you need a bit of luck, and I think they needed luck when you're out without Saka, when you're without Havertz. Odegaard was ill; he has to sit on the bench.
It's called the squad.
Yes, but maybe the squad is found wanting in this situation.
Are you concerned about that, Martin? In all seriousness,
of course I am.
The absence of Saka.
Yeah, we talked earlier about. I think 30% of the goals have come from him, one way or another. He's an outstanding talent. When Area as good as he is, he's only 17. So it would be interesting now. January has come at the perfect time for Arsenal. They might have had long-term targets, and it'd be interesting to see who they go after. But in the final third, they probably do need to take somebody because they're running out. They're running out of bodies.
Need to strengthen in this window, Martin.
Well, they need to be better than they were last season.
Well, given their running, they've got no excuse for not being competitive, have they? I mean, you just described the running that they've got. All the hard games are out of the way now.
Not all the hard games. They've got to go.
Well, that was the case.
They've got to go to Anfield, haven't they? For goodness sake.
Okay. Well, title will probably
the point I was making was that Liverpool have got some very difficult away games.
Okay.
This is a different Premier League now. The middle of the table. Your Fulhams, your Bournemouths. They're difficult.
They're very
games.
Competitive sides.
The league has changed. So you look at some of these clubs and you think, wow, that used to be an easy game, but no longer.
All right. Are you being a generational pundit?
I certainly hope
generational something.
Correct. We're coming up to 11:30. A lot to get through.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.